Okay, I guess yeah. Let's begin. Let's begin. I guess so. Today we're going to move to forms, which is the topic that has the exam. Um, I'm not sure if we'll finish the exercise three, but we'll see. If so, then we'll do the exam one sample, which is very close to the exercise. Okay, so the exam is going to be on forms. So basically, the forms are going to have a layout via tables. So that's why we were using tables. Okay, so let's do the topic, the forms. So if you go to topic three, presentation. So we're moving on to topic three. So this is actually the last topic before we move on to CSS, the second major topic. Actually, I downloaded it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so basic forms. So forms are basically the unit that allows the user to enter data. Like when you write a program in Java, you prompt the user for some data. Well, forms is the way that you're going to enter data. So we have the different controls or graphical elements. So we have the text area, which allows the user to enter multiple sentences. And it's a little bit small. We have the buttons that allow the user to actually click trigger submission of the data. Usually, when you enter and the reset, basically they actually um, form an event which is processed by the browser or the server. Okay, so we have the checkboxes, we have the radio buttons, we have the drop-down menus. Uh, these are the text boxes, and the one at the very top, the label. So this will be the buttons. So we have it. Basically, we're going to be using quite a bit of the input element. So input element to create a button. We have an input element to create a checkbox. That would be the square, the square, like a bulleted list, but it's a hollow square, small one. And the radio buttons, those are hollow circles. So they're not solids, but they're hollow because you have to select them. You can select them. The password is basically allows the user to enter data without displaying the data. So it just puts stats for the character. The text box at the very top, that's basically how you would enter a line. So the text box would be the most common we'll use in this course, the text box. But there are other elements, and there are enumeration elements and so on that you can basically enter numbers and so on. So to go back to the listing of the elements, so basically with the input element, it's just quite a bit. See the input element? All of these are input elements. All of them. The only difference is the type. So they're all input elements. This is type preset, this is type button, this is type select, this is the drop down menu. This is the checkbox, video buttons, password, same thing as text, but you don't see what's being done. Okay, so you're gonna download the file. I believe I have a file here. This one here. This has the graphical element screen. Yes. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do right now. That's what we're gonna do right now. So that's what I want you to download this one. So download the GUI elements, and you'll see how you interact with these graphical controls, basically, including the text box, which is your question, the text box. So if you download this one, so download it. So this is the graphic. This is the GUI elements. So this is it here, the GUI elements. You have to extract it. It's a zip file. So if you run it, you can now interact with these graphical elements. So these are they're all interactive. So see the text box here. That's so you can type 100. You can enter a number, or you can say type your first name, John, and so on. So this is the text box. Uh, if you refresh, this is the value parameter. Um, So you can actually preset a value to the text box if you want. Usually what's common is to have a placeholder. So kind of to show you, let me open a Visual Studio Code. Usually what you see on the normal forms, the commercial forms, you would say something like enter value here. And this will not be the value attribute, this will be a placeholder. So this is the most common type of input. So most of your data when you go to the bank or so forth, either through touchstone like a calculator, or you actually enter the value. So if you were to change it, let me save it, and oops, I guess it needs to be bigger. Let me make it bigger, I guess. Well, never mind. Uh, we haven't done CSS yet. So this is basically says enter value. And if you want to enter the value, you can. The text is not going to interfere. So the placeholder doesn't interfere with the actual input. So you could say John. Notice that it disappears automatically. So that's why you would use a placeholder. Or you can type a number or anything you want, actually. The password, anything you type will be represented by a solid bullet. But of course, you can still see it if you choose here. We have these are the hollow circles, so they would be the radio buttons, the radio buttons. So let's see if you can select it. Actually, it doesn't allow you to, once you select it, it doesn't allow you to deselect it. You can only deselect it by choosing some other control. And if you want this to appear checked automatically, there is a way to do that. You would put basically the keyword checked. And this comes from the shortcut. This is a shortcut. It used to be that you would put true, checked equals true, and so it's a Boolean value. But Instead, you just basically you just use the shortcut, which is just checked. So you say checked is basically means true. You want the item to be checked. So if you add this attribute, so let's see what happens if you add this attribute. So I changed the attribute of the text box to placeholder. I added that. The size, I guess, yeah, actually we can increment it here. Let's put 70. But you're supposed to use CSS actually. So I added this instead of the value attribute, I put the placeholder, which is what you normally see. And here I just changed the line 20. I added the check attribute. So when you see the form, it's going to be already selected. So it's going to be the default check. So let me save it. So once again, I changed, so I've changed line 15 with this placeholder, and I changed the value attribute to the placeholder. And the content, instead of saying, I think, hello, I put a enter value here. I just changed the size of the text box to 70. So that would be 70 characters, basically. And once again, to go back to the checkbox, in line 20, I added the check. So let's see what happens with the checked. So I'm gonna refresh. So oops, too high, too much. But anyway, so you see the value here. So notice that this already checked. So whenever you use the checked attribute, that particular control is selected automatically. Same thing goes for this one here. Very similar to the radio buttons, but they're squares. They're hollow squares. So let's do that with the hollow squares. So the hollow squares are the checkboxes. The checkboxes. So that would be the one below. These are the checkboxes. So let's put checked on the first one. Well, let me put it on the second one, I guess. Let's see. Checked. So that should put the second checkbox marked already as chosen by default. So in line 25, I'm adding the checked. Okay, so let me refresh that one. So notice that it's already checked. So here it appears as a salad checked. You put the round, but here you appear as an actual check. So this is an actual check mark. So now the drop down menu. Uh, so let's change the values of the drop down menu. Let's change the values. So I'm gonna now modify this control the me- the drop down menu control. So we go to this here. Notice that each option is encapsulated with the option element. So if you want to put an item in that drop down list, you have to put it here. So this is what you see. This is what you see. And they should be the same size, I guess. This we're not gonna be using. Well, actually, yeah, no, we might. This is the value attribute. Usually, when you submit the form, this is what's actually sent, not what you have here. What's actually sent is this value. So, but we're not doing server-side submission. So you can literally get rid of the value attribute. We're really not going to use the value attribute. But maybe we will. But at the moment, when you run this one, you're not going to use it right now. And the name, once again, we're not using it at the moment. When we have JavaScript, we'll start using the. So basically, what we have just a list of options. This one is, anybody can guess what this one is for? So why is it empty? Basically, if you want to have the list, if you want to have the list empty at the very beginning. So if you want it to appear empty, that's why you use that one. If you don't want it empty the first time, then you can just eliminate this one, the empty one, and the first one will appear automatically. First one will appear. And let's test that. Let's test that. So it's automatically the first one is second one and third one. So most of the time, well, like it depends on the application. Some programmers will put the default value, or you leave it empty, or if it's a field that you can leave empty. So if you want to have the default value empty, then you would add an empty option. Then I would have there's nothing there. So when you run it, you're going to see an empty drop-down menu, because you always see the first one, the one on top. So if you run this one, so you notice that it's empty now. This one here is the text area. So the house is blue and orange. Well, that would be an interesting house, orange. So this is the text area. Let's see the. This is the text area. Let's see. Rows would be. Rows is the height. So rows. This would be the height, and the columns would be the width. So the columns is the width, and this is the height. So the height is 10 lines, and columns, I guess. I'm not sure if it goes by character, but let me put 100. So you'll see it should be much wider if I put 100. By the way, with attributes, if the value doesn't have a space, you can actually get away with not putting quotes. But you can put quotes. If for some reason you don't want to use quotes, that's fine. As long as you don't have any spaces and the value doesn't have any spaces or what's called white space. That would include the tab, and any of the other characters that are not visible. Okay, so let's see this. So this should appear a lot wider. So I just change. Well, let me change the rows to five, only 5 lines. So it should be really long, and the height is very short. So I'm changing line 35 here, and I am using the text area. So let me save it and let's see. So if I'm right, it should appear wide. The width should be 100. The width. So let's see. Let's put that to the test. Yeah. So it's very wide. It's very wide. Let me see how many lines you have. One, two, three, four. Yeah, five lines. 5 lines. 5 lines. And also, if you already have content that you want to already display by default, you can also do that. You just put it in here. Whatever you put there is going to appear in the as the content in the text box. So this is the content area. Remember, this is an element. So an element has the opening tag. This will be the opening tag. This would be the closing tag. And in between, we have the element content. So that would be the element content. And if we run it, you should see by default the X values. I believe if you don't want the user to be able to enter any data, you just want to show it. I'm not sure if it works. It works for the text box, but I'm not entirely sure if it works for the text box. So let's see. Uh, Read only. Let's see. So usually on the text box, if you put that on the text box, the user cannot put the cursor, cannot allow the cursor to be in the text box. It won't allow you. It won't allow you to put the cursor there. So let's see if that also true for the text box. So I'm adding the read only attribute, but let me test it first because I don't know if it's actually going to work for this control. Yeah, it doesn't allow you to. Yeah, so it does work. It doesn't allow you to. You can't do anything. You cannot select. You cannot delete anything. So it does. So it works for the text boxes, and also I guess now the text area as well. And lastly, we have the buttons here. You have the buttons, so you can click. So this is when we do JavaScript. The buttons will be generating an event. So we're going to be writing event handlers that will handle the event. So the on-click event. There's also the hover event. So you can hover and so on. There's many. Also, we can also handle keyboard events. But anyway, so these are the buttons. And let's change. So let's change the values of the buttons. Let me put different values. So I can put here. Also, the name doesn't matter. Once again, you can actually delete. We won't be using names. You can have names. I guess when we do JavaScript, I guess if you use jQuery or um, anyway, we'll talk about that later when we get to JavaScript. But for now, certainly we're not gonna use it. So yeah, I can put here XYZ. You can put anything you want, XYZ, and I can put here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can put anything. Any value is. So that's the value that is going to be shown in the button. So that's the value that's going to be shown in the value. Notice that it doesn't have any content. You see the this is using the shortcut. This is both the opening and closing tag. So if I run this application, the button should have these new values. So if I refresh, notice that the value of the buttons is XYZ and 1, 2, 3, 4. So once again, forms is actually what makes the programming interesting because you can interact with the application. So we will be using forms quite a bit. So I just changed the value attribute in lines 38 and 39. I put 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how come you're looking at XYZ. If you can see at the bottom and the back at the XYZ and the 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me put I guess let me put this a little bit more up. So the buttons, the XYZ and the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we're going to do the lab. So we're gonna do the lab. So that was the form. So we're going to be using radio buttons, checkbox buttons, uh, buttons. There's actually the button element as well. And like the link element, you can actually use link to, instead of the A element. We have the buttons. We have buttons. We have the text area. We have text. Oh, and then we have password. The only one I forgot to talk about, actually, an important one, is the label. The label. Whenever you enter text inside a form, so whenever you enter text, only text, not an image, text, that's supposed to be encapsulated in the label element. So the label is what allows you to enter text. So to show you an example of a label, uh, yeah, this would be a label. Enter integer. So it's pure text. It's pure text. Whoops. Let me. Yeah. Enter integer. That would be pure text. So that's a label. That's a label. So if you look at the form, if it is correctly done, yeah, you see the label element. Actually, the label element is here. Sorry, this is the label element. And the one of the main reasons why you can get away with not having it, but the reason why you should always, because if you ever want to change the CSS, the look and feel of the application, you are able to basically change the label element easily. Whereas if you don't put it inside a label, it's going to take quite a bit of programming to access only the text in the form. Your encoding will be a lot more difficult. Okay, so this is basically the some of the form controls. This is not everything. So just some of the form controls. So proceed to the after the presentation, the assignment. So we're gonna be doing the assignment, and we have three questions. This one we'll only do for number three, so we won't do it right away. So let me display exercise three. Okay, so that's exercise three. So the objective of this exercise is basically we want to put this table or form. This is actually a form here. So this will be displayed here, and this will be displayed here. So that's the ultimate objective of this particular assignment. But we first have to build these forms. Yeah, build. So they don't exist. They don't exist. They're not in the exercise 3.5. The only one that's there is this. We first have to do one and two. So let's do so. So let's do number one. We're gonna create. So this is a form. Once again, anytime you have controls, you have interaction units for the user. That would be a form. That would be a form. The layout that we're going to use is tables. So right now we are using tables, and when we do CSS, which is going to be the next topic, we will be using CSS instead of the tables. But tables, I think, is a good introduction into layouts. So let me move this to the left, and let me open Visual Studio Code. Let's see, this is the GUI element. So let me open the folder. I guess my working folder is this one. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna create the first file. I'm gonna call it exercise 3, number 1, dot. And what is the file extension? Anybody remembers? I forgot the HTML. HTML. Anybody knows what HTML stands for? Yeah, hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language. So let me move this to the left. Okay, so let's first create the template. So that would be the doc type. That tells the browser what type of HTML you're going to use. There are these separate versions. And then we encapsulate the entire web document always under the HTML element. And then you can create the header and the body. The header has the title. That's the most common element inside the header, the title. And when we do CSS, you'll see it in the header. So the header would actually is where you're going to write your CSS as well. So this is the template. I'm going to put for title exercise 3.1 in uppercase. Exercise 3.1. Okay, so the first thing, the overall element that we're dealing with here is the form. So we're creating a form, so you're gonna put a form. So number one, make sure you create the form element. And inside it, you're gonna put all the controls But before you do that, you need to create the layout. So we're going to use a table. So this is basically a two-column table. It's a two-column table. How many rows? One, two, three, four, five, six. So it's two columns and six rows. Two by six table. Two, I should say six by two. Six rows and two columns. So you create the first row by putting TR, and then we're going inside. We create the first column by putting TD, and then after you close the first TD, you automatically create the new one, but make sure it's done still under the TR, so such that both columns are inside the TR element. I'm gonna classify them. So this is row one, column one. This is row one, column two. And then I'm gonna repeat this how many times? Five more times because the overall is six. So we have six. Well, actually, let me first remove the tab. Okay. So I'm going to add five more, making a total of six rows. One, two, three, four, five. No, I just copied and I just pasted this line. Hmm? No, no, I'll do it. No, I'm just basically I'm just doing the. So you're gonna copy it, and then I do Control V in Windows. So you can do it fast. Control V. Control V. And I'm gonna update the cell value, so the cell address. So this would be address R2, R3, R4, R5, and the last one would be R6. Columns, all column one. Let me update the row here. This is still row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, and last row 6. So I have put an address to all the cells, the table cells. So once again, the reason why we're using a table because we want the table to be formatted. Sorry, we want the form to be formatted. So we're using the table as layout. And yes, we will be modifying these to use only CSS, and we will not use tables. But you're going to say you're going to beg me to use tables because they are a lot friendlier than when you use CSS, actual CSS with no tables. Okay, so I'm gonna start it's still working. We're still working on the layout. We're not still going to enter data or the controls. Number one, the first row is merged. Everybody see that the first row is merged? It's a title, it's center. So you have to get rid of the second column. So you get rid of the second column. And what attribute, anybody remembers what attribute is used to make this column span to a keyword span? Column span, it will be column span. COL span. So that would be two columns. So because notice that the title is merged, the two columns are merged. All the other columns are two columns except for the last one. The last one is also merged. So we're also going to modify the last row as well. So let me modify the last one. So let me get rid of, in the last row, I'm gonna get rid of the second column. And then add the attribute to the first column, the opening tag, column span also equals to 2. Okay, so ready to start populating the form? Okay, so the first one, the first one is rooms. So that's a label. So I'm going to basically put the label element. So I'm going to get rid of this address and put the label element. And the value is rooms. Rooms. Now, if you want this to be centered and bold, there is an element that you can use instead of the TD. We can actually use the TH, and it's meant to be used for titles, table headers. So the TH would center the content, and would also put it in strong bold format. So for the first time, we're using the TH element. So this is an additional element that's allowed to be used inside tables. Now, what did I forget? This is supposed to be a table, isn't it? So where is the table element? So yeah, if I make mistakes, please let me know. So yeah, there is this is a table, so you're supposed to have the table element. So that would be the wrapper, the table element. Sorry about that. So we have a table. So once again, make sure you add the table element. Otherwise, the table rows won't it won't format it because it doesn't have a table element. So they all must be wrapped. All these rows must be wrapped under the table element. Okay, so let me get rid of the indentation because I'm gonna require quite a bit of lines. Okay, so the first label well, the second row has a label which is comments. So we have comments. Since I'm running out of space here, I don't have too much space here. I'm not gonna use the label element, but you should always use the label element. I'm not gonna use it, but don't follow my bad example. Basically. Don't follow my bad example. I'm gonna put here comments, and that would be the first. This the first label in the second row, first column. Anybody can guess what is the control or graphical unit that we're going to use there? That's a graphical that allows you to use multiple lines. Text area. So you're going to basically put the text area here. You're gonna put the text area there. So in between this, so this is the second column. This is the second column, and I'm going to add the text area. So that's the text area. So I've added in the second column the text area. And what else does it have? It has a text. It has a place comments here. So because I'm running out of real estate space here, I'm gonna have to put the columns in separate lines. So I'm putting them in separate lines. So here in the text area, the content of the text area is place comments here. So this is the complete text area element there. Okay, so I'm gonna move to the third row. So the third row is this one here. So the third row, let's see, the third row has the text in the first column, select options. So I'm going to choose the first column of the third row and put select options. So this is the first value that I'm entering for the first column in the third row. Select options. For the second column, we actually have quite a few graphical elements. We have the checkboxes and we have two labels. So I'm gonna require definitely two lines. In fact, I think I'm gonna need multiple lines for that column. So I'm talking about this column here, the second column in the third row. So that's the one that's going to have the share room, one room. So let's see, let's see. So I'm gonna put share room. So that's supposed to be the label. So once again, that's supposed to be a label. And then we have the, anybody knows what the square is? Checkbox, yep, excellent, yeah, checkbox. So that would be the input element. The type is checkbox. Checkbox. Yeah, I'm gonna require multiple lines in the second column. So I'm gonna put this here. And in the second one, I guess I meant to put there one room. I guess I meant to put there, I guess, single room, single room. I was reading. Oops, I think I ate the TD. Sorry, sorry TD. Uh, I was reading, and I tend to read the Google News in the train. So looking at the phone, like everybody else, I guess. Everybody looking at the phones. Uh, and there was an article that said, I don't know if it's true. There was an article that said that in I guess in very early, somebody was making a movie with Tom Cruise, and he said that Tom Cruise got very upset because they put him in a share room. Uh, Actually, I would also get upset. I would want a single room for sure. So, but he said they got very upset because of it. So that's it. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true. But to be fair, I would get upset also. I would get upset. I like to be. I don't like to share rooms. Okay, so we have the. So we have the single room and the share room. So this was quite long. This has labels and two checkboxes actually. Okay, so I'm gonna move to the fourth row. So the fourth row is this one here, and that corresponds to the wine. So we, I guess we're gonna select wine, either red wine or white wine. And notice that they're selected. So notice that they're selected. So what is the keyword that we have to use for that? Check, yeah, check. Very good, yeah, check. So we have to use check. Okay, so let's put the label in the first column of the fourth row. So that would be wine. So we're gonna put wine. And that one is also going to be long. The second column is going to be long. So let me start getting it ready. So wine, and the second column has two radio buttons and two labels. But notice the ordering. In this case, the radio button comes first. In the previous line, the text came first. Which one do you think is better? I'm not sure. The before or after? The control unit to appear before or after? Yeah, I think so too. So that is better. Okay, so let me put the first radio button here, the radio button. So I'm gonna require. So this is where I'm gonna put the two labels, the red wine label and the white wine label, and the two radio buttons right here. So I'm gonna require multiple lines. So I'm gonna put a TD in multiple lines. Okay, so oops, yeah, the first is the radio button. So we have the input element. The type is radio. And we have to put checked. Almost forgot, checked. And the text that follows it is red value. I mean, sorry, red wine. I actually like better white wine. I don't like sour. I think the red wine is more sour. I don't. Are you guys allowed to drink? Yes. Are you in that age? I'm not sure. I don't want to promote. I don't know. So I don't want to get into trouble. Okay. So the second radio button. Also checked, and that would be white wine. So this is the complete content of the second row, of the fourth row, second column. That would be the wine column. So we only have two more rows left. Mhm. It's putting you see the dot inside the red white, the salad, the bullet? It's adding that. It's adding that bullet. Otherwise, it would be hollow. It would be hollow. No, 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 you don't have to. Okay, so the fifth row, so that would be the room, the number of rooms. So we're going to populate the first column of the fifth row with number of rooms. So this is gonna be this one is actually the drop down menu is actually a long element because it has the select element and then the option elements inside it. So it's gonna be quite long. The drop down menu that follows is going to be put there is going to be quite long. So I'm going to use multiple lines to add the control that follows. So that would be the drop down menu. So let me put multiple lines. Okay, so so everybody remembers I said it already. What is the element that we begin with to do that one? Drop down menu. Hmm? Select. Yeah, first select the contents would be the option. Yeah, but you're right. The options are used also. So select. So that will be the main element, and every option is going to be encapsulated with the option element. It's not empty. First, it automatically has a value, so we're going to populate with the number one. And I guess it's not there, but I'm gonna put a second option. Uh, I guess I'm gonna put for I don't know if you think this is funny. Zero. You don't want the room. So, but yeah, but I guess to be fair, it should be number two, two rooms. Let's say, or maybe a suite. That could also be the option. So the entire content that goes in the second column of the fifth row, where it says the one here, is this one. So this is basically the drop down menu there. What anybody tells me, what else do you notice in that control? What else? Notice that it's centered. So how can we center it? We don't know CSS at the moment. Let's say. So how do we center it? We could actually use TH. TH automatically centers the content, and it will not affect the text. So TH is a quick solution to center it since we are not using CSS yet. TH. So that would put that one center. The I guess the drop down menu. And the last one, the buttons. So we only have one column here. That would be the column that spans for two columns. So since I have two buttons, I'm gonna at least have the TDs in separate lines. Separate lines, but I don't need actually I do, yeah, I do need separate lines. So let me put the first button, that would be order. So that would be input, type equals button, and the value is order, uppercase, close the button. So that would be the first button. The second button, the value of the second button is reset. So what else do you notice about the buttons? Like the previous case is center. So I'm going to use the th. No, this would be the name. The name. Oh no, yeah, no, yeah, no, no. We are putting value, but not name. Yeah. When we do JavaScript, let's say, I guess if you want to access the element, you will put a name or an ID, and then you select. I guess one possible solution, select query to select the first element that has that name. So you see how much work one form entails? A lot of work, a lot of work. So that is basically the form. Now, unfortunately, it won't look pretty unless we add CSS. So you don't have to type it, but I'm gonna try to mimic what's here. So let's see. Let's see what CSS. So we're gonna do the style element, I guess. So that would affect all the elements. So all the columns have borders. Every single column has borders. So to do that, TD and the THs in curly brace. So I'm gonna put the way that I add that. And once again, you're not responsible for this. In a test, I would actually give you the CSS. So that would be a border. So you have a border, solid line. I guess 3 pixels. Black. So this is this. So every single column, every single cell is going to have a border. The text area has a border that's red. So border, solid, 3 pixels, red. So the text area is red. That's actually also for the select. So I'm gonna put so if you want multiple elements to have that border, you can put comma select. It's like creating a variable. Text area comma select. Both will have the red border. Anything else? Yeah, let me not add the checkboxes, I guess. Uh, but I think that's enough to make the table that we have look almost like this one. So once again, in the test, I would actually it will already have this the forms that I gave you would already have that CSS at the top. So let's see. So once again, we're putting a border to the table data. So all these are basically the cells, the cells, and we're also using for cells th. So that's why I'm putting both. Are gonna have that border. And the bottom one says the drop down menu and the text area are both gonna have a red border instead. So let me save it. And let me run it, the moment of truth, I guess. Let's see. Well, it looks like the okay, maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, it looks like the yeah, we have to do it looks like the share room and the room are bolded. It looks that way. The red, but but we don't have to worry about that. That would be pure CSS. But the number one is centered, and notice that we have the two options: one room or two rooms. The two are checked. Notice that they are checked. The check boxes are there, and here you can have the commentary, I guess. And the last one, the buttons. So once again, to get this CSS to see the borders, I added the these two. This is what I added in the header. I added one, two, three, four lines. Actually, I added four lines for the CSS. For the CSS, basically. So I added that. If you want to have your table look, once again, you're still not responsible. But if you want it to look now this same, almost the same way, we would add that as CSS. So guess what? So you're going to do number two on your own. Um, well, that would be extra credit. Once again, extra credit. Oh, okay. So, um, TD, you define the table setting. Yeah, actually, yeah. So you have, let's see, the TD and the TH. Oh, see here. Instead of, you misspell the pixel, so it's instead of XP, PX, PX. Yeah, so supply now you should see another border. It's already running. That's what's telling you that it's still running.
Oh, wow. What's the second one? Do we need to submit this or we say?
No, no, not this one. But you guys are gonna do the second one for extra credit,
Oh,
if you want.
for now?
So we have 30 minutes. So we have 30 minutes. So if you want the extra credit, uh, otherwise I'll give you the solution for the second one. Uh, let me start you because this one is very strange. This one is actually strange. I'm gonna give you the layout. I'm gonna give you the layout. So and then you can put the controls. But I'm gonna give you the layout. I'm gonna do this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a 5 column, three rows. So I'm gonna put basically 3 rows and 5 columns. So that's what I'm going to do. And I would also merge the fields for you. So I will do that for you. So I'm going to do number two. I'm going to use the first one, only the template. So let me make sure I save this one. So how do I use it to create the second one? And all you'll have to do is say save as, file, save as. So that allows me to create another file from the exercise 3.1. I'm gonna call it now exercise 3.2. So I'm not renaming it. I'm creating a new one from the first one. So you should have basically these two files now. This one, and now I just created that one. Once again, I'll do the tough part. I'll do the layout. That's the tough part. Okay, so so you leave the CSS the same, but of course the table is different. So I'm going to remove all the TRs because this is very different. So I'm just gonna leave the table element. So that's my template basically. So I'm using that as the template. So I do have a table, I do have a form, but I removed all the TRs because this is actually a very different type of table. This is a table where all the rows have 5 columns. They actually have 5 columns. So let me start with the first row. And how many columns? 5. So column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, and column 5. So 5 columns. That's a lot of columns. So I have row 1, column 1, row 1, column 2, whoops, wrong location. Row 1, column 2, row 1, column 3, row 1, column 4, and last one, row 1, column 5. So it's actually 5 columns.
Can I see what is that code? Because I didn't finish typing the code. Can I take picture of the code?
Oh, sure.
Or you too fast?
Sorry. Talking about the bottom?
Yeah, what is the bottom? Yeah, after picture. Keep going.
What is?
And then after 50, after 50, because I have to type the code, so after 50.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
and how many rows? 3. So I'm going to repeat this 2 more times. Control V. So I usually use Control C, copy, and Control V to paste. Control V. So 3 columns. So this would be column, row 2, row 3, row 2, row 3, row 2, row 3, row 2, row 3, and last one, row 2, row 3. So every cell has an address. Remember that I'm only doing the layout. So let's do the first row. Are we done with the layout? Yes. The only thing that you have to do is enter. This is a radio button. This is a checkbox. Radio button again. Checkbox. Radio button. So you go. So you would add those. But once again, you first work on the layout. The second one is actually more difficult. The second one is a merge field. So how many columns are we merging here? How many columns? Yeah, four, not five. Four. So the second row is tricky. So the second row has basically two columns. The first one and the last one. So we end up. So that one ends up. So the this one, the second row, is literally only going to have two columns basically. So I'm going to get rid of how many columns? Three, because I have three. I have five columns. I'm only gonna use two. No, two columns. Two. No, what I mean by that is that two TDs, two TDs. But the first column is gonna span how many columns? The first column is gonna span four columns. Yeah. So I'm getting rid of R2. I'm getting rid of the R2C3. I'm gonna get rid of R2C4, and I'm going to get rid of R2C5, leaving only R2C1 and R2C2. So I'm only going to leave two columns. So I'm only going to leave two columns. Well, I guess let's be technical about it. Even though it doesn't matter here, I guess the last column is there, but you have to get rid of these columns. I guess to make it more like the last column is R2C5, and the first column is R2C1, but the first column spans for four columns, so you have to get rid of the next three columns because it is going to stretch for four rows. So I'm gonna get rid of it now, and you just have to put here column span. So what's the magic value? No, four. It's four columns. It stretches. No, I just meant two TDs. There's only two TDs there, but the first one spans for four columns. So ultimately, we have four plus one. We actually have five. So that's and the trickiest one. The trickiest one is this one. This is a merge field on the rows. So the last column, this column, and what we left is merging two rows. So that means that the column that's here is going to be removed because this one's going to span for that column as well. So this is going to span on two rows. I'm going to use row span 2. And this one spans for how many? Only four. And I erased the fifth one because this is going to take the place. You see how tricky this one is? This one's tricky. So I'm going to once again. So I'm going to put here row span, two. And here I'm going to get rid of the, how many columns do I get rid of? All four. Because the row two, in row two, that one is gonna take the place of the fifth one. And the first column of the third row is gonna span four times. So you basically have those five columns there. So you get rid of the, so I'm gonna get rid of the second, third, fourth, and fifth columns. So I'm gonna get rid of all those. And I'm gonna put here, what's the column span? Four. The fifth one comes from here because this spans two rows. So with that, I guess that's it for today. You can submit. I'm gonna put this. You can submit it by tomorrow. I'm gonna submit it by tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll finish with number three. Let me take attendance. But you should be able to do it now because the layout was the difficult part. So we'll continue this exercise. I guess next week on Monday.
Sorry. So are we doing this part too, and then
No, I will be doing that with you. I'll be doing it.
later? Okay. So I have it like this, but I can't figure out how to get this.
Oh, okay, so yeah, just forgot the
The row span.
actually the row span may be. Hold on. Where did you begin? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You forgot to put the row span up to. That one is in the second row. Let's see. First row. Okay, this one. This is the second row. I think the second. No, hold on. I'm getting confused. After the image, this image, we have the TD, and then the second TD. Oh, okay, okay, that's the one with the text there. Yeah, yeah, this is the one that has the row span, and that makes the fifth column at the bottom. So let's see this run. Let's see it run. That's because you have it. Because you run.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a quick question. Whenever for the first exercise, I don't know how to get. I don't know why it's like this.
Oh, yeah, you added additional columns. So basically,
Somewhere.
select option TD. No, these were both were
Oh,
only
they go in
one. Yeah, yeah, they both were only one.
So just copy and paste it into the other TD.
So basically, both lines, were in one single.
Oh, okay, okay,
TD.
okay.
So kind of, so that's where.
Same thing for the wine too, right?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so this one. So this one is, so it only has one TD, so we have one, and get rid of this TD. So we basically have the two lines and
Okay, so then awesome, nice. And then should we do the same style for the exercise 32? Or just copy and paste it. Okay, thank you.
okay, so I'll see you guys. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys, I guess, on Tuesday. No, Monday. No, no. You'll submit it before class on Monday because we need it to do number 3. So I will provide the answer for number 2,
Number 3 is the last one.
and I will do that with that. I will do with you. I will do that with you. I will do number 3. So it looks like our test is going to be a week from Monday. I always like to have the weekend for you to study. So yeah. So I guess in 2 weeks. I guess.
And it's an example like how it's going to be the.
Yeah.
So I finished the second one.
Oh, great. Okay, great.
Go for that.
So let me let me add it to the. So yeah, you're fast. Let me add it to the. Let's see. Where is the? Okay, let me add the assignment. So this is another exam. Exam 1 plus 5.
You want to submit exercise 1 and 2 as a zip file? Or do you-
No, just number 2. Just number 2. And let me just save it. Oops. It's to Monday. I guess before 5:20. So I guess 5:30 is fine. And I have to now change the visibility. Okay, now it's okay. So excellent. So there is you're gonna submit it here. Yeah, exam. Actually, I forgot to put exam 1. So this is exam 1. So this will be the 3rd one or the 4th one? Right? So this will
The
be.
third one, the extra credit. The third one. Professor, the second extra credit, I submit 2 because I, by mistake, I put Tokyo with I.
Oh no problem. No problem.
But I submit the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was right.
That's fine. That's fine.
Professor,
Mhm.
is it extra credit? Isn't it the second one? No, it's the third one.
Yeah. Let me to clarify. This would be the. Let's see. Okay, this one was the first one, exam 1. In the second topic, second one. So this will be the third one. Yeah. This will be the third one. So in the forms, yeah, this will be the third. I'll rename it to say the extra 3, extra 2, and extra 1.
But isn't it the second picture that you want us?
Yeah, you're right. You're gonna do number 2. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I thought you meant only 2 extra.
The assignment.
Okay, sorry,
Yeah,
misunderstood.
I understand the same like you propose.
Oh, thank you. So this is number 2. So this is the extra credit.
We never ended up doing the checkboxes for the style tab, right?
You mean to check them
Or like to do the red border around.
Yeah,
it.
you're right. We
Okay.
didn't do the report.
Okay,
That's fine.
that's it, right? Okay.
Actually, you're really not responsible for the CSS.
All right. Other than that, it should be
Perfect. It's perfect.
Can I upload the initial one we just did and then the extra credit afterwards?
Okay, fine.
Okay, we have to log both.
No, only
Only
number
the
2.
second one. Okay.
Do the analysis already here because I gotta go.
And that one is due on Monday before class. Before class.
I wanna know why it's just the little area in red.
Oh no, that's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. The only thing is that would be the rows. The number of rows would be, I guess. In this case, the rows is the height. So if you wanna make it long, it's I guess maybe 20 lines. One less probably. And the number of
The columns.
the width, yeah. So
The
that would be
width.
columns, the width. And that would be, I guess, we put save it. Let's see how it looks. Maybe spell it too small.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine. Thank you.
Perfect.
No, you read that. Copy.